Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Nat Walsh. Today we are going to play with a really pretty Cocoa Vanilla paper range. How nice is this? This is my colours and this is thicker. I actually don't know how thick this is, but it's not a paper range. It's more like a cardstock. It's really quite thick. This is really pretty. Lots of little words on that with a soft grey, a couple of sheets of cut aparts, some little Christmassy trees. So we're going to have a little play with this today. But as I said, this is really my sort of colouring, that muted colour. We've got Paper Rose Santa Builder. So we're going to piece him all together. We're not going to use the words at all. We've got the mini cut apart from Uniquely Creative, which matches this. Okay, so they have lots of different ones in this. This is actually not the sheet that I'm going to use in the end, but you have the little notches on the side, and then you match it up, which I'll show you again a little bit later on. And then you die cut it out, and then you can just save it. So it's pretty cool. We've just got some plain white cardstock here. I thought about cutting the little hat from some red cardstock, but I just decided we'll just give this a bit of a colour. So yeah, colour your images, your die cards up. We've got the little face here. There is a little circle that I have no idea what it is for, but I don't know. We'll see. But we've got little half crescent moon sort of thing for the eyes, a bigger nose, bigger oval for a nose, the little circle for I don't know what, a couple little eyebrows. So this would be cute, all paper. Yeah, that little bit there, I have no idea. So these are our reds. We're not going to have too many colours. I wanted to try this combo. It's not my fave. But it's a nice red. It is a nice red, but it was a little bit more to work with. So I just had a little bit more. We had to go over it a couple of bit. Why am I saying we? I don't know. I had to go over it a couple of times just to be happier with the blend. So I've put the lighter colour down just to start to saturate the colour and just figure out where I want my shadows. And we're going to go in. I do have to chase it around a little bit. But, you know, I think with this colour combination, it would be good to just mark it all, go over the whole thing in the lighter colour. So we're going to work that through. Just trying to get that blend going through a bit better. As I said, I struggled with this. I don't know. But I saw this combination on someone else's page and I thought we would give this a little bit of a crack. So, like, it's a pretty red combination. I just struggled with getting a nice blend all through it. Half the problem is sometimes we look at these things too closely, and because you're right there colouring it, and when you're actually receiving the card, the person is not going to be this close and looking at it so finely. So we tend to see more mistakes. We are always our worst enemies. So we've got our usual skin color. Now, see this? This is completely wrong. That top bit is actually the bottom bit. I worked out later on. You'll see it, and you'll see how I get to try and fix it, and I think it worked out quite well. You really can't see the shading. You really can't see it, so I think I did quite well. Anywho, we are going to go through, so our E04 in our darkest area, we're going through with the E11, just changes that pinkiness of it to a much better brown skin tone sort of thing. I'm just going through again because I decided that I needed my darkness a little bit lower. I don't. This is where I still have not figured out I am doing this thing upside down. And I could probably look at the pack and probably see completely. Actually, no, I don't think the pack on the back, it just has it all put together, but I don't think it actually shows that it's round the wrong way. I did find it a little bit hard to juggle between them three, but this is the first time I've done anything like this, so it might be, you know, next time I'll be a bit better at it. Now, I struggled with all my little pieces, but I couldn't think of another way to, I could put it back in the die cut and sticky tape the back of it and do all that sort of stuff, but I just went, no, that's not going to happen. So we're just going to use a bit of tweezers. So he's all coloured, and I will actually go over that again. These are our little eyes. So the eyes are C5, and we're just going to colour them solid. I didn't want it to be black or anything. I just thought the grey, the cool grey, would be a nice little softness with the rest of the colouring. Again, we don't know what that little bit is for. If you do, let me know in the comment box below. Now, I've been a little bit MIA with the Christmas season coming up. It just gets a bit crazy town. So, but hopefully now things would be, it's not yet Christmas. Today is the 16th of December. But I also had a birthday. So that's another crazy thing for this time of the year. Again, we're using our tweezers to hold down our piece, and I've just used a 0 just to soften the C04, 02 and 01, 00. A little mustache. We're giving him a little bit of darkness through the bottom, through the middle. You know me, I find it really hard to talk on these things. I say the wrong things all the time. I'm keeping the ends of his mustache to be white, and we're just going to soften that again with a little bit of our O. I was very, very paranoid about losing my eyes and everything. I had this red mark on my beard. So I don't know where it came from, but we're just going to try and get rid of it. Just putting my little mustache down to get some sort of idea of where a little bit of shading might be. And I actually have to add a little bit more later on. And I think I do that off camera. I don't think you'll see it. But just to help define between the mustache and the beard. Doing very soft little dashes. Some of them are little, I wouldn't even call them semicircles. They're not even semicircles. And doing the same with the C2 and the C0. And then once again, I'll come through and soften that down a little bit with my O. And that's how I'm going to pretty much do all my little bits and pieces of my white. The white fluff, the white bobbly pom-pom bit on his hat, the mustache, and the furry bit for his hat as well. See, can you see? So that's the way he's supposed to go. Okay, don't do what I did. So how we're going to fix that is go through and put our shading for the rest of it and go over the bottom right hand corner with the 0. At this point I sort of figured, well, this thing is wrong. I might as well have a try at saving it and seeing whether I can save it. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to die cut a new piece either way. So we might as well give it a bit of a crack at trying to get him fixed up. And I really like how it turned out. I think I'm just grab the card now. Because of his mustache, you can't see it at all, I don't reckon. No. So you'll have a look. I'll put a photo at the end of this video, and also there'll be a link down below to my blog, and you'll be able to check out all the other photos. There'll be a couple of other photos, and everything will be listed down below. So I'm just trying to figure out here. I wanted to sort of put it together a little bit and see whether, not so much the nose, but where my eyeballs and my eyelashes were going to be. So this is what he's going to look like. But as I said, it's a really rough sort of thing. And in the final picture, we'll tuck up his little eyebrow a little bit more later on. I think at this point they're not even coloured. So I'm going to start to put him together because it was a losing battle. Things were just going everywhere. So we're just going to use some multi-matte medium and put him together. Little pom-pom. What can I tell you? There is not much I can tell you. Everything is hopefully going to settle down very shortly with Christmas. I do wish you all have a great Christmas. I'm heading up to New South Wales if everything goes well so far with the stupid corona. So that would be really nice because I haven't seen my great aunt for a year now. So hopefully she remembers me. She has dementia, and she is 93. I can't remember whether she's 93 this year or she is already 93. I better check because she loses how old she is, and she's really good at, when you I don't correct her, but one time she said to me, "Oh, do you realize I'm 88?" I said, "No." I said, "Do you realize you're actually 92?" She's like, "Am I?" I'm like, "Yes, you are." So she's really quite good at the fact that she gets forgetful in some things. And it's quite interesting when she tells you the stories of her growing up, and it's quite amazing because it's the same story over and over again. But that's not the interesting part. The interesting part is the whole dialogue is the same. It's not told in a different way. It is the same story over and over again, and it's quite fascinating. I think it's quite fascinating, but she's alone, so we'll go up and hopefully visit her. But I'm hoping that in the next couple of weeks before Christmas that I will be able to get some videos ready for you that they will just automatically load, and I might throw the video over the photo over on Instagram and just try to relax a bit. But I do hope you all have a great Christmas, a safe Christmas. I think this is going to be the last little Christmas card because, as I said, it's the 16th of December when I'm doing this voiceover. It's going to go up on, is it the 19th? Yeah, 19th of December. So I think if you're not done your Christmas cards by then, I think you maybe should give up and just get the ones that you can hand delivered done. Here we go through a little fluffy white bit on Santa's hat. You see I struggled with him with his eyes. I did use the tweezers to put some multi-matte medium down, and I dabbed it off with the eyebrows and the eyes. I dabbed it off with my fingers just so we didn't have too much oozing going on. I think some other places, maybe his nose, I had a little bit too much, but it just sort of takes off that excess, which for me, I think it works out really, really well. And that's our little Santa dude all done. So here is our Merry and Bright. This part is going to be pretty simple and pretty straightforward. As I said, we're going to cut this out with paper rose stitched circles. And I've just done that. Pause the video and quickly done that. See the little notches there? You line it up, top and bottom, run it through, and then you're left with all these little bits. Now there are more than one saying to this, so you can just simply chop it off into the middle. Just trim it off with a pair of scissors. I'm just going through here and just trying to figure out which sentiment that I want. I'm going to use a strip of cardstock. Well, it is cardstock. It really is cardstock, but honestly, a strip of this paper. And I think we're going to put sentiment down below, and the sentiment reads, "May your Christmas be merry and bright." And I thought that was just really cool because the paper range is called Merry and Bright. Glue him down. So that one is 14.4 by 10 centimeters wide. The strip, I actually have it marked down, which I can get, if you just hold on a minute while I glue that. The strip is, it's very roughly cut, as in I've just sort of went, yep, that much, but it's 4.4 centimeters wide. But I didn't want to go ahead and measure that. I just sort of grabbed a bit and sort of went, yep, that would be enough, and that was it. But that's about 14.4. Now I've glued it down, and I'm going to let that glue set for a minute before I trim that off. We've raised our little Santa up on some foam dots, some foam mounting tape, and that's almost going to be it. I'm going to trim him off. I'm going to use some Nuvo crystal drops very shortly. A quick tip, some of you may know, if you warm up the crystal drops, they flow a lot easier. Sometimes I will make the rest of the card with a Nuvo drops down my bra, just to give it a little bit of warmth. So all these little sentiments that we've got, we can now put it into a little plastic bag and save it up. And it's already cut. Some little bit of stickles. Now I do 3 dots down the side there, but I decide that it's not going to work. So we're going to wipe that off. I do put that one back on. That's on the circle. Decide to leave him. This is where and it's called bottle green, where our Nuvo drops come in. And I just realized I had no lights on. So and you just squeeze it off and do a little semicircles. Give it a bit of a thwack on I think that's a technical term, on a container. And that's going to be it. I hope you enjoy that. Take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.